Today let us start with chapter 1, the living world. Now let us start the characteristic of living beings. First is growth. Growth is intrinsic property of living beings. Animals have limited growth, but plants have unlimited growth due to meristematic tissues. In unicellular organisms, growth and reproduction are mutually inclusive in events, whereas it is a non-defining feature because it is shown by non-living objects such as mountains, then sand dunes, etc., which are grown on accumulation of sand particles, snow, etc. Then second is reproduction. It is of two types, sexual and asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction we can see the methods. First is fission, which is shown by amoeba, bacteria and algae. Then budding, yeast and hydra. Fragmentation is shown by filamentous algae, fungi, bryophytes, and in bryophytes mostly we can see in protonema stage of moss. Then in regeneration is shown by planaria, flatworm. Reproduction is non-defining feature uh, as some organisms like mule, worker bees, infertile human couples do not reproduce. Then third is metabolism. The total body chemical reaction is known as metabolism. There are two types of metabolism: anabolism, catabolism. Anabolism is a building up process, example photosynthesis. Catabolism is breakdown process, example respiration. In vitro reactions are non-living bodies but are living reactions. For example, the reactions done in test tube. It is a defining feature because it is not shown by any non-living object. Then consciousness. Ability to respond to the surroundings is known as consciousness. Self-consciousness is only seen in humans, and consciousness is a defining feature as it is not shown by any non-living object. The non-living organisms share common genetic material but varying in degrees. Now let us discuss about nomenclature. Here, naming of identified organism is known as nomenclature. Present there are about 1.7 to 1.8 million organisms which are identified. Rules and names of organisms are decided by these committees: ICBN, plants, International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, then International Code of Nomenclature of bacteria, International Code of Virus Classification and Nomenclature, virus, International Code of Zoological Nomenclature, animals, then International Code of Cultivated Plants, cultivated crops. Here you can see binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature is developed by Carolus Linnaeus, and here you can see the rules. Here, for example, let us take Mangifera indica, where the first word represents genus and second word is species. And in Mangifera you can see the first letter is capital letter, and in indica the I is small letter, and both represent the binomial nomenclature as both together are written in italics. If not, they are underlined separately if they are handwritten. Now let us discuss about classification. Classification includes CINC in short terms. That means it involves classification, identification, nomenclature and characterization. Then taxonomy. Modern taxonomy includes CINC plus evolutionary history, whereas classical taxonomy only includes morphological features. Systematics is taxonomy with phylogeny. New systematics or biosystematics or neosystematics are based on all characters given by Julian Huxley. Founder of taxonomy or father of biology or zoology is Aristotle. Then father of botany is Theophrastus. Father of Indian botany or Indian herbaria is William Rosbach. Then taxonomically known species are about 1.7 million or 13% of 100% of world. Then let us discuss about trinomial nomenclature, which was given by Lamarck. It includes binomial nomenclature with subspecies of animals or varieties of plants. Here you can see some examples like Corvus splendus, Indian crow; Gorilla, which is gorilla; then Brassica oleracea variety capitata represents cabbage; Brassica oleracea variety botrytis, which is cauliflower; then Acacia nilotica variety indica, which is Indian bubble. Now let us know about the synonyms. If two or more names given to a species, then the oldest name is given priority, and other represent synonyms. For example, Albugo candida has the other name Cystopus candidus, where Cystopus candidus is considered as synonym, where Albugo candida is oldest name, so it is given priority. Then tautonyms. When generic and species name are same. For example, Rattus latus, uh, next Naja naja, etc. Where tautonyms are not allowed in botany or in plant names, they are not allowed. Then autonyms. When species and subspecies names are same. For example, Corvus splendus splendus, Acacia nilotica nilotica, etc. Homonyms. Only one. Here in homonyms we can see only one for two different plants. Only one name is there for two different plants. Example, Prunus zelicus. It is both for almond and plum. Now let us discuss about taxonomical categories. There are 7 obligate characters and 21 intermediate characters. Each character is called as taxa. Species serves as lowest and basic category, whereas kingdom is the highest category. Now let us know about the biological concept of species, which was given by Ernest Mayr. Here, organisms which can freely interbreed and give rise to offspring are called as species. Now let us discuss about taxonomical hierarchy. Here we can see 7 obligate characters. First is kingdom, phylum or division, then class, order, family, genus and species. For to remember this, we can keep this in mind, that is keep, pots, clean or family gets sick. Here the first letter gives this order. Then genus with one species is known as monocarpic genus, where genus with more than one species is known as polycarpic genus. Term species was given by John Ray, and tribe is the intermediate category between subspecies and family, which is important to remember. Here you can see as we go up, the specificity of characters is decreased, and as we go down, the specificity of organisms increases. Now let us discuss about each category or each obligate character. First let us discuss species. Species is a group of similar organisms which can interbreed and produce offsprings. Then genus. Group of similar species are under one genus. For example, here you can see there are 3 genus present. Here first genus is Solanum, then Canis, then Panthera. In Solanum genus we have 3 species: Tuberosum, Nigerum, Melongia. Then in Canis we have Familiaris, Lupus, Aurelia. Then in Panthera we have Leo, Tigris, Pardos, etc. Then family. Group of similar genus are together form family. Like Solanaceae family have Solanum genus, Petunia, Datura. Then Liliaceae family have genus Allium, Colchium. Then Felidae family have Felis and Panthera. Now let us go to order. Group of similar families form order. Example, Carnivora have Canidae, Felidae. Then Polymoniales have Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae, etc. Then class. Group of similar orders form class. Example, order Mammalia has class Mammalia has order Rodentia, Primata, Carnivora, etc. Then phylum or division. We use phylum for animals and division for plants. Here you can see some examples like Chordata phylum has classes of Mammalia, Pisces, amphibians, etc. And division Angiospermae has two classes, that is Dicotyledonnae and Monocotyledonnae. Now let us go to kingdom. Kingdom has only two kingdoms are present, Plantae and Animalia. In Plantae all plants are considered, and in Animalia we consider all animals. Now let us discuss taxonomical aids. We have 4 types: herbarium, botanical garden, museums and zoological parks. First let us start with herbarium. Storage of dye pans specimens, and it is also known as quick reference source of in taxonomical study. Then herbarium technique. First, collection. A twig of 30 to 40 centimeter length is collected, or the whole small plant, and stored them in a metallic vasculum or polythene bags to preserve the moisture. Then drying, they are pressed and dried in newspapers. Poisoning, they are poisoned with 0.1% of HCCl2 to prevent pest and disease. Then mounting, stitching and labeling. In international size of herbaria sheet is 16.5 into 11.5 inches or 41 into 29 centimeters. Label is of size 7 into 12 centimeter, which contains information about data, place, English name, local name or vernacular name, then botanical name, family, name of collector. Fragment pockets are a small bag-like structure which are attached with the herbarium sheet, which contains extra parts of plants like flowers, seeds, additional parts like pollen, grains, etc. Then deposition. They are deposited and arranged according to the Bentham and Hooker classification. Species are and these specimens are sprayed DDT for every 4 to 6 months to avoid pest and other insects. Now let us know about types of herbaria. There are two types of herbaria: major herbaria or national herbaria, where it covers whole national flora for research. Then in minor herbaria, it serves as regional herbaria. Example we see in college, universities, etc. Then botanical garden, second, it is preservation and growing plants in an area is called as botanical garden. It is means of ex situ conservation. Then museums, preservation of specimens of animals and plants. Huge animals are stuffed where skeletons are arranged, then insects are stored in insect boxes. Now let us know about zoological parks. Then the preservation of wildlife in an area is called as zoo. Then it is means of ex situ conservation. It is famous for tourism. Now let us discuss about key. Key is analytic in nature. Key has two contrasting characters together called as couplet, and each character in couplet is known as lid. Now let us discuss about some books and all. First is Flora. It explains about plants found in particular area, gives about habitat and distribution. For example, Flora of Delhi, and which was written by J.K. Maheshwari. Then Manual. It is book containing complete listing and description of the plants growing in a particular area. Monograph. It contains information about only one taxon. Then Catalog. It includes alphabetical arrangement of species of particular place, describing the feature. Today we have completed chapter 1, Living World. Thank you.